I'm interested in what you think about the name of Languedoc, say, versus Bordeaux, Burgundy. They've always been up there. Is the Languedoc catching up now?
The weakness of the Languedoc is the fact that it's so easy to produce grapes here. The grape growers have never tried too hard to produce. For many, many years, we're producing wine to supply basically basic needs and not
making cru wine.
Not making cru wine. There was no point.
So today you have a number of estates. Why so many? Are you making a different style, a different wine? How does it work in the Languedoc?
If you go from Perpignan to Nîmes and from basically Béziers or Pézenas to Carcassonne, you will have a diversity of soil, diversity of climate, so you can really produce many different grape varieties. We do 45 grape varieties at Côté Mas. Why do we make great wine here? Number one, because we pick up when we want. We can't wait for the perfect maturity. You know as me that a great wine comes from a perfect grape. So today I have a great understanding of what we can do or how we can do better.
We've been talking about farming. What kind of style is your farming? Are you organic? Are you sustainable? Are you biodynamic?
Today we have to ban everything which is chemical damaging the environment, and weed killers, insecticides, pesticides. That has to be banned. That's our philosophy. So on my 850 hectares, there are no insecticides, no weed killers, no herbicides.
I feel like you had two strategies, that you wanted people to come and discover the Languedoc, but you also wanted to take the Languedoc to the world.
When I started, I focused on export markets because from the experience, what I have seen how the New World has been successful, so I took to the Languedoc and expressed basically my love for the wines I make from the Languedoc, my love for the region. I thought that the best way to have people enjoy our wines will be to have them come here. And that's how I created Luxe Rural. And that basically has been built on this idea of taking people to come to see us and see what we have to offer, how you can impress your five senses by what you taste, what you hear, what you see, etc.
Can you expand a bit on Luxe Rural then?
Luxe Rural is simple things that make your life better, but can be every day. You know, it's an everyday luxury. You know, you can't buy an apple in a very fancy shop somewhere in New York, somewhere in Vancouver, somewhere. But it will never be as good as the apples you are going to pick ripe on a tree.
So Jean-Claude, people can visit you. You have a restaurant. They can have a winery experience. Tell us a bit about Côté Mas.
Côté Mas is the whole concept of the Luxe Rural. You have the full experience. You can go in the vineyard on horse, by foot. You can taste our olive oil. So a lot of my blood has gone into this restaurant. And obviously the food and wine matching, the experiment of can taste several of our 150 cuvées. I've created 2 pristine rooms where you can stay. It's like a 5-star quality room in the vineyard.
You have an interesting label, Arrogant Frog. What was that all about when you created that?
In 2001, I read a story where 90% of the Americans consider the French as arrogant. And then it went to my mind and I said, well, we're arrogant definitively in the wine business, so we should admit that, and we are frogs. English call us frogs because we have frog legs. So it went all around, and then I created this character, dandy character, which looks like an arrogant frog. And that was created in 2005. And basically, without that, I won't be where I am today.
Well, one of the things I've enjoyed about your wines over the year, how accessible they are, and they're great value for money. It's just, this is also part of your strategy to sell wine globally, or, I mean, it's not easy to do that.
You know, when you say Languedoc in 2000 when I start, there is no value added to the brand. I mean, when you say Champagne, you say Bordeaux, you say Napa Valley, you say, there is value added to the brand. So you start from a platform which is very low. How do you want to break into this market? My experience, and thanks to my mentor Giorgio Grai, is that has been Italy, where in Italy you find great value for money wines, and they have been focused on the core part of the market. We produce a lot of wine, so we need to focus on the core part of the market. Basically, the $10 to $15 market is where we can produce the greatest wine in the world, meaning the best value for money at this price.
So what's next?
Next is what I've defined as noetic. 20 years of doing, learning, and I'm starting to realize that there are many things that I didn't see yet, and probably many things that the consumer haven't seen yet of what Côté Mas can offer, and also what the Languedoc can offer. So this future obviously is to bring to the world wine that will be called great wine, and this is basically, it has a name today, the Astelia project, where there is a micro cellar where I can put 10,000 cases, and which has been built with everything that I've learned. Astelia is a combination of Astrid, Apolline, Elisa, Estelle.
And that's the name of your 4 daughters. I love that. And I love how you live in the vineyard with your family. I think that's the biggest statement about, you know, how free it is of chemicals, and it's really a peaceful place.